Hey, fiancé freaks, I'm Sam.
I'm Emily, and this is 90 Day Fiancé Freaks.
Well, shit really hits the fan this week, Emily. Or should I say hits the sheets?
Daniel was so nice about Lisa shitting the bed.
Not a metaphor. She actually pooped on him.
He was sweet. He took it in stride. Lisa was devastated and really sick looking. She just looked pale and pallid. Poor thing.
Yeah, there's no way you can blame the woman. She was clearly very, very ill. And he says it's, the spices here in Nigeria. She says, I like spicy food at home.
It's just not the same. Food when you're traveling, even if you're used to spicy food at home, the types of spices that are used are just so different.
They're so different. And I think it's even just the soil that the spices are grown in.
That's a good point. Whatever is going through Lisa's digestive system right now is not pretty. And the poor thing has to go to a cooking class.
Okay. Do you cancel or do you power through?
Apparently you power through. That's what she did. She's happy about the sweet gesture, but...
Yeah, Daniel didn't seem like he was willing to cancel. He seemed like he really needed his Igbo woman to cook food.
He really needed to stand several feet behind two women cooking something for him
that neither of them are going to eat.
He just needed that experience. This is not going to be canceled today.
No way. I booked it. We going. But she does. She powers through. She cooks a traditional soup, oha soup. I thought it looked quite delicious.
I literally did not see, I did not register what was being cooked, Sammy, which is so strange for me.
You, of all people? I was so excited to talk to you about this soup because I said Emily is going to have so much to say about this soup, all the individual ingredients portioned out there, these leaves. What the heck is an oha leaf? I don't know. We're going to have... and you didn't even think about the soup?
No, it absolutely was a beautiful spread. You are correct. I did not clock what was being cooked because after the bed shitting incident and the look on Lisa's face and her demeanor, I could not stomach a cooking class, especially in a foreign country with strange and different ingredients.
No, I hear ya.
When someone else is sick, my reaction is to also feel physically ill. Like, we are going to need to end this conversation soon because I'm starting to get a tummy ache.
Okay.
Thinking about Lisa sick in Nigeria. So that's why. I myself couldn't even watch a cooking class. Lisa going to the cooking class.
Okay, well, after that, let's steer away from it then to save your tummy. After that, they go and Daniel eats this soup. He does say it's delicious. He is very proud of her for cooking it. And this is the moment she decides. I usually like to wait until I have shat on someone to then tell them the biggest news.
Yes, this is her moment. She reveals that she was married 5 times. The way she words it is that Daniel will be her 6th husband. At this point, she's just purposely deceiving him. Not that she hasn't been all throughout, but up until this point, it's been lies of omission. She just hasn't been telling him. Saying that he will be her 6th husband is just a bold-faced lie.
Spouse, Lisa. The word you're looking for is spouse. You will be my 6th spouse. Okay? Like, we all know he's not going to be your 6th husband.
Everyone knows except Daniel.
Oh. He is not pleased to find out the second bit of information that she lays on him at this dinner, which is that she's still married.
He's okay being shit on. He's okay being the sixth husband. What he's not okay with is sleeping with another man's wife.
Oh, so much here. So much to unpack here. Okay. Number one, producers did us dirty all season. Okay. They made us think he said that because he gets up from his chair and he says sleeping with another man's wife is a sin and he could possibly be banished from his tribe for it. I feel like they've been showing that all season as him responding to her being a lesbian, to her practicing lesbianism. That's what's going to get them banished. But really, he's that upset about him sleeping with another man's wife.
The fact that he's this upset, how is he going to react when he finds out that she was a lesbian? I mean, I'm just a broken record, Sammy.
Maybe, Emily, maybe he'll feel a lot better about it. Maybe if he's not sleeping with another man's wife, it doesn't count.
That's actually a really good point. Maybe in his culture, her marriage to other women won't count.
Null and void.
I believe she's been married to 2 men and 3 women. Is that correct? In her 5 marriages, do you remember?
Yeah, if our maths are mathing, then yes, I believe 5 marriages total, 2 men, that would leave 3 women, yes.
So to Daniel, it's possible that she's actually only been married twice and he isn't currently sleeping with another man's wife, sleeping with a woman's wife. Maybe that's not a banishable offense in the Igbo tribe.
I think it just doesn't count. Exactly. I was like, tell him, Lisa, because maybe then he won't be so upset.
Maybe things will get better for them when she tells him.
We can only go up from here.
They're literally down so low in shit, they can only go up. So Lisa's reaction is to give the ring back. She takes it back off. She gives it back.
Didn't you feel like that was a little bit premature? Give the man a minute to process.
Yes, I definitely do. We do have to realize, too, that in this scene, Lisa drinks an entire bottle of wine. Unlike several episodes ago, when she was not drunk on palm wine, I think that tonight she is pretty drunk on that bottle of white wine that we keep seeing close-up shots of her pouring another glass until finally it's the bottom of the bottle.
I did see it laying on the ground next to her feet when they panned out and it was her alone at the table. So that's a very good point. A lot of wine in that white woman.
A lot of wine, a lot of emotions. She's finally come clean, halfway come clean.
If he didn't ask for the ring back, though, if he wasn't the one that said, I'm done, give me the ring back, don't give him that idea. Don't give the ring. Just hang on. Just hold tight. Walk away, maybe. Go cry by the bus by yourself. But give him a moment to process. Don't, again, offer that if it wasn't coming from him.
I'm not exactly sure what Lisa was expecting. What kind of reaction did she think he was going to have? He is mad, which completely makes sense. She initiates ending the relationship by giving the ring back. Even when they get back to the room, Daniel doesn't look like he wants to sleep in separate rooms. The one shot that we see of him laying on the couch, I don't think that he was necessarily all for that idea. That was Lisa's idea.
A second example of her, I think she wanted him to chase her. I think in both situations, she was waiting for him to come after her and say, let's talk about this, let's work it out.
Okay, fine. Maybe she was, but come on, Lisa. You've been lying to this man your entire relationship. Don't try to play that game right now.
Agreed.
I think she needs to give him the space he needs in order to process those feelings before she drops the next big shit bomb on him.
Well, thankfully she's in her own hotel room tonight, so the next big shit bomb will be metaphorical, not literal. But she drops a shit bomb on Faith. She calls her and she tells her that she has told Daniel about the 5 marriages. Faith stifles laughter. You can see she is really trying to support her mom, but she's just, I told you so. I knew it. What the fuck were you thinking? Same sentiments as us.
Is she, though? Is she really trying to support her mom? The vibe I got was really just trying to fucking put up with her mom.
Well, that's as much as she can support her anymore. And even that is a stretch, and I don't blame her. And again, Faith, the moral compass that Lisa never listens to, says, hey, you gotta tell him about the women. And Lisa's like, maybe I don't have to. Maybe I just won't tell him that because he really will leave me.
In what universe, Lisa, do you not have to tell him?
Emily, she is a toddler, and I don't mean to say that offensively or about her mental capacity in any way. I think emotionally, she is still in a very toddler mindset. She at one point literally says, I want Daniel. Like it's a toy or some sort of privilege she doesn't get that someone took away from her.
That makes so much sense to me, and it once again fits into the roles that Lisa and Faith play in each other's lives, where Faith is really the one taking care of Lisa.
Yep, Lisa the little toddler.
Forrest and Sheena are still poolside with Molly and Dev. Ooh, Molly is reacting to their engagement.
Reacting very poorly. She tells Forrest another great one-liner. Thank you, Molly. As always, you're more full of shit than a Christmas goose.
Is he? Is Forrest more full of shit than a Christmas goose?
Well, I need to clarify how full of shit Christmas geese are. Because I'm not familiar with the amount of shit in a Christmas goose. It seems like a lot, though.
The way Molly said it, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, this is just heart-wrenching, this whole scene. We were on such a high, so happy for Forrest and Sheena at the mall. They got engaged under the arches with the flowers. It was perfect. And then they told Molly, and we're just on such a low now. They get into such a heated conversation that Forrest, Hail Mary, passes over to Dev. He's like, Dev, help me out, bruh.
What do you think, Dev? And of course, Dev just nothing, like doesn't give him a thing. He says, well, this is about you and Sheena, Forrest. And Forrest says, yeah, I know. So why is Molly, my mother, acting this way? But Dev is not playing into it at all.
Oh, Dev is self-preservation station. He is like, boy, I am not getting my ass chewed out after this by Molly. For your sake. Hell no. Like, Dev knows how to keep the calm in his own house. And Forrest, you're on your own now. Because Forrest is so riled. Emily, I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. He ultimatums Molly.
That's right. That's right. What I saw coming is Forrest getting bullied into ending his relationship with Sheena. I did not see that Forrest would be able to stand up for Sheena like this, although in hindsight, it totally makes sense. He has been nothing but sunshine and roses for Sheena. He's head over heels in love with her. Every time they get time alone, it's so clear, it's so obvious. All of his interviews that are just about their relationship, he has only positive things to say about her.
That's exactly it. He is head over heels for her. I didn't know we could ultimatum Molly. I didn't know that was on the table.
Oh.
I'm at a loss, and you should have seen my face when I watched it. I'm on my couch, no one around me. And my jaw drops, my eyes are wide, and I just looking around for anyone to witness someone ultimatum Molly. Like, you don't do that.
We're here for you, Sammy. We are here to witness it with you.
Y'all saw that, right?
Forrest ultimatums, Molly. And I am damn proud of Forrest.
I am too. And like you said, he's so in love with Sheena. We knew he would move forward with her regardless. I just thought it would be more of a progressive, loving approach as opposed to the gauntlet.
And so that is what he said after the ultimatum. At the end of their conversation, he does say, well, I know you're going to be in our lives anyway, Mom. So have a good night. We'll talk to you later.
And she says, am I? Am I, Forrest? She is resentful. But listen, Emily, if any of my children give me that ultimatum, absolutely not. I felt for her in that moment.
Do you really foresee yourself being in that situation where you disapprove that strongly? This, again, to me is Molly's bad. I do not understand why she disapproves of Sheena this much. And to be quite honest, I'm not totally sure that she does. I think Molly is really, really stubborn.
Right. She just wants to get her way.
She's putting her foot down. She's trying to make a point. She wants to get her way. You're not, yeah, you're kind of like that.
How dare you?
But you're not going to be like that when it comes to your kids and the love, when they find the loves of their lives.
Listen, if they find beautiful Filipinos who have a little bit of a problem with transparency, of course I would not be a Molly. But there are some situations in which, yes, I absolutely would and will be a Molly. If they gave me an ultimatum, I'm just saying there was a little bit of empathy for Molly here. Did she handle it great? No, but your son tells you that he is willing to cut you out. I can't wrap my head around it. But then she does pretty much mock him. Which probably wasn't the best move. She says, oh, big man now, all grown up, gonna make all decisions of your own. It was too much.
It was a lot. Their scene was a lot. It was such an extreme high down to such a low. Then as they're walking away, Sheena, like the only thing we hear from Sheena in this whole episode is, well, have a good night, guys. And then as they're walking away, she thanks Forrest for standing up for them and their relationship.
Yeah. Okay, Emily, was Rick communicating with Trish the whole time he was in Colombia on his sexcation?
More fucking logistics questions, Sammy. I'm telling you, from episode 2, when we found out about the sexcation, all I have is 1,000,001 logistics questions. We got a lot of them answered before when Rick finally came clean to Trisha. I think the answer is yes. He was, Sammy. Like, that question wasn't explicitly asked or answered in filming. I bet that Trisha did ask him that, and we just didn't get to see it because she wanted all the details. She wanted to know. But the timeline, yes, they were talking because Trisha never fucking ghosted him at all. So they were talking for the 5 days that he was basically ghosted. And then they went back to their normal communication. Hence, Trish saying, why didn't you cancel your trip?
Okay, thank you, because this did not cross my mind until this episode. I don't know why their segment brought it to my mind, because it certainly didn't answer the question or address the question in any way. But I'm just sitting here thinking, wait a minute. If he already had his flight booked, and she said, no, I still want to be with you, and he's like, okay, girl, great, but I got my flight booked. He's clearly having sex with the Colombian and texting Trish.
How did this thought not cross your mind, Sammy? This is literally what we've been talking about since like the second episode, is the logistics of the fucking sex vacation.
Well, I just thought it was while she was quote unquote ghosting him, so she wasn't talking to him.
How could that timeline work?
It doesn't. This is why I'm just...
This is why.
I just thought that they weren't. That is so much shadier to me that he's with one woman and still actively loving up on another woman. He's so intentional about this. He's so calculated. It makes me sick.
Yes, exactly. It's the difference between spontaneous cheating and planned, premeditated cheating.
Premeditated cheating. That's what we talked about. Yep, that's right.
It's fucking premeditated cheating. Like, Trisha is heartbroken. She's livid. So my question for you, Sammy, is she really still with Rick because she was already in love with him, which is the reason she told us, or is she only still with him for the sake of filming the show?
I don't think it's for the sake of filming. No. It's to save face in front of her family.
Because she already told her dad he was coming. That is absolutely the only reason that Rick is meeting her dad, because her dad's expecting to meet him. My heart is aching for Trisha, having to fake it. Just in all of her scenes, her body language, everything written all over her face tells us she does not want to be anywhere near Rick.
I'm so relieved to hear you say that, because I was questioning. I mean, they get to the hotel room. They're sitting next to each other. Then he comes over in front of her, and she's been so good this whole time about, don't touch me, stay away from me, don't call me baby. But she does let him in her space, and I'm just there like, please don't do it, Trish.
I don't know, Sammy, but it looks to me like she does not let him into her space, but he weasels his way into her space.
Ooh, okay. See, thank you. Again, yes. It just made me so mad.
It's heartbreaking, and that's where my question comes in. I think that in different circumstances, if she weren't filming 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, if she wouldn't have told her family she had her boyfriend coming to visit and they were going to meet him with cameras, if these factors were not in place, she would have broken up with him that instant. Based on her reaction, he would have been out of her life. He would have never seen her gorgeous face ever again.
Oh, that would be so gratifying to me. I wish that's how it played out. I will say, I had the thought in the back of my mind, maybe she just is hoping her dad breaks up with him for her.
Because we did see that little preview of the dad saying, if you can't give my daughter children, then you're not welcome in my family, or whatever it was.
Exactly. And Rick says in one of his interviews that he's nervous to meet the dad because he knows they don't want him for Trisha. None of us do, Rick. And that he will want someone who's younger and excited to have children. And he's not excited to have children. He would be lucky to have her children. So then they wind up at some sort of boxing match, it looks like.
Yes, that was cool.
They end up betting on the match. And what do they bet, Emily?
They bet sex.
Our favorite, of course. Any good wager should involve sex. She says, if you pick a guy, if he wins, we have sex tonight. If the other guy wins, we don't have sex tonight. Rick picks the right guy, and so he thinks he won. But love Trish. Love what she says as they're walking to the car.
She's like, yeah, we're still not having sex anyway. Thank God.
Good for you, girl.
We're back in Miami, and Elise is packing to head to Sydney, Australia.
You know, I asked it last week. I'm going to ask it again, and I'm going to keep asking it until I get some financial transparency. Emily, how loaded is she? Did you see her apartment?
So loaded.
Did you see the bags that each had their own little display shelf on the display wall?
Yes, I saw the bags, Sammy, on the shelves. Did you see the hamper of bikinis dumped on the bed? And that's only half.
Only half.
Which Elise so graciously schooled us on the different styles and cuts of bikinis.
Yes, I did not know that there was a granny bikini. And then I'm going to have sex with you bikini.
Don't forget the second base bikini.
They all seemed pretty sexy to me, Elise. So we see her packing these multi kinds of bikinis, these designer bags. She actually needs another bag to take all the stuff she needs.
She's got bags, and more bags.
She's telling us about Josh and that he has rented an apartment with a friend of his because he can't afford it himself. Why is she not paying for this entire apartment?
Why isn't Elise paying for it?
Yes, or daddy, venture capitalist, papa.
It definitely makes you question how much Elise and Joshua actually know about each other.
You don't think Josh knows that she is a trust fund baby?
If he did, don't you think he would have at least asked her to go splitsies on the apartment?
I think he's got to keep up the pretense for now until he really snags her, and then she can pay for his lifestyle.
Fair enough. First time meeting, he's gotta show that face.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's my prediction. That's my prediction, at least. And why not? The girl has more than enough to go around, okay?
So Elise is done packing. Her friend picks her up. They get in the car. They head to the airport. Elise just has to tell her friend the red flags about Josh. He crashed a boat at work. He might lose his job. He lives with his parents, or so Elise thinks. We find out later that he actually lives with a female friend.
Or the female friend just lets him live with her.
So Elise gets to the airport. Her visa is almost denied at check-in. Why, Sammy?
It is denied 8 times, she says, because she put her name backwards. At first I was like, hey, they write dates backwards in some places, right?
Right.
They meaning us, America, we write dates backwards. Everywhere else writes them the other way. And some people use their last names first.
But... Well, thank God she gets through. She almost gives the check-in guy her number, but we won't tell Josh that.
That was actually kind of cute. I did like that line.
We're walking down the jetway. She has to kiss the airplane before we take off.
I mean, good luck charm. Okay. With people in line behind her, too.
That's right.
Waiting for her to kiss this plane.
That was my first thought when we saw the close-up selfie shot of her kissing the plane. Wait. When you're boarding a plane, there's a big line. Everyone's waiting. However, it is slow. It does slow down at times. It's a kind of a stop-start situation because people are getting on, getting settled, putting their bags away. So she must have had a moment, and she clearly doesn't give a fuck about those people behind her.
She does not. I thought maybe she was last in line, but then they did show a man behind her. And listen, you're right about the stop-start slow nature of boarding a plane. However, I have no more anxiety flying than I do taking the step from the causeway, from the walkway to the actual airplane, as if I'm going to fall in the centimeter wide crack between the two. I get so nervous. I'm like, just step on the plane,
really?
right? Just put one foot on the plane, Sam, and then the other.
Really? That's so funny. No, that doesn't give me anxiety at all. I've never had that. That's so funny. Hey, maybe you take a page out of Elise's book, although kissing the side of the plane might give you worse anxiety, right?
That's what I'm saying. I just need to power forward in that moment. I cannot have any distractions between my feet and this plane.
Well, I mean, Elise is bold. She's brave. She is outgoing. I don't think she's worried about that little crack there, Sammy.
But she could fit through it. So she flies, what? How long is that flight? 30 hours?
She said she had 30 hours to anxiety spiral and
Oh.
overthink things. Poor thing.
That is a long flight.
Australia is a long way away.
You don't realize, I don't think, just throwing out numbers like 30 hours, blah, blah, blah.
It's so much.
That's a long time to stay in a tiny tube in the air.
It's so much. And I don't understand how she looks so drop dead gorgeous the instant they get off the plane. She doesn't go into the bathroom. We don't see her freshen up. Sammy, she looks exactly the same as she did 30 hours before. Get it, girl?
Not according to her. She is upset about how bad she looks. Like, really? Elise, really?
Elise, you got nothing to worry about. You're hot. Don't worry.
Don't you worry about that. And thank goodness, because Chris, the roommate, and Joshua show up dressed to the nines. Why?
It's Melbourne Cup race day.
Oh, of course. Of course it is. What?
Unbeknownst to Elise.
Exactly. They show up just assuming she was going to want to get off a 30-hour flight and go straight to the bars and take tequila shots.
Josh's reason is that, well, she's spontaneous, so she won't mind. Okay, Elise's reaction, Sammy. What is your take?
I don't even know what to say.
She's clearly pissed. She doesn't want to go to the bar. She is exhausted and just traveled 30 hours.
But she won't admit that. She wants to play the cool girl. This was like a Viva vibes. She's just playing along, whatever you want. And you could see, though, she is stunned and kind of tries to joke her way out of it. And they are not having it. She's going to the bar with them.
She tries to make it a joke and they just take it completely seriously. Who lays their suitcase out right at the international arrivals, high traffic, high movement area of the airport, lays their suitcase flat, flips it open, starts pulling out all the sexy outfits and bikinis?
I have been through a lot of international arrival gates. I have waited at a lot of them, and I have never once in my life, nor in the history of this show, seen suitcases opened up at arrivals, rummaging through to find what turns out to be a sexy ass dress.
Drop dead gorgeous. She rocked that. I mean, she's not happy about it, which makes complete sense. Like, that was not cool, Joshua. However, she rallies. She goes in the bathroom. She changes. She looks amazing. And I gotta hand it to her for rolling with the punches, for being spontaneous. There is something to be said about being who you said you were going to be when you meet someone who you've never met. If you've had this long distance relationship and the only way you've been able to communicate is video chats, phone calls, text messages, whatever it may be, digital interactions, you probably share a lot about who you are as a person. I'm sure Elise played that up about herself being spontaneous, and that's the only reason Josh thought this was acceptable. So she's not happy, but she is following through with being who she said she is. And I can even see a part of her energy changing. She's mad, she's pissed, she doesn't love it at first, but then she goes in the bathroom, she puts on that sexy dress, she rallies, the girl's ready to party, have a good time. We're in Australia.
She is the party, let's be honest.
Elise is the party.
And it reminds me of that saying, if you can't get out of it, get into it.
Oh, I love that. That is what Elise does.
She ain't getting out of the bar, so she's gonna get into it and again be the party at the bar, which I do applaud her for. And I do love what you're saying about following through on who you said you were gonna be. If there is one thing we can give Elise credit for, it's her follow through. She says she's gonna show you her ass. She's gonna show you her ass. Right? Yes. She says that she's not can't wear bra and panties with that dress. She ain't gonna wear bra and panties with that dress.
She's going to tell you twice.
And thank you, ma'am.
Can we talk a little bit about Joshua and Chris? I know this segment was all about Elise and Joshua's romance, but what about Joshua and Chris's bromance?
Amen. So glad to see it. So glad to see it. And they literally grab each other's hand and just giggle. It was so heartwarming. I loved it.
Not only in the car, but also walking into the airport. I loved it. It was so hilarious. So we have the holding hands. We have the portrait of Chris over Joshua's bed. These guys they're just jokesters.
Just such jokesters. They remind me of college frat boys, to be honest. I feel like I had some friends in college do that to each other.
Yes. The first opening scene we see with them even is Chris up in the window of their rented apartment yelling down. What is it? Some obscenity, I think. Like, hey, dickhead or something.
Yeah, dickwad or something.
Hey, dickwad. Something like that. So they're funny. And honestly, I don't really foresee Elise breaking this up. She might be the type of personality that could fit right in there.
You mean three-way style?
That is actually not what I meant, Sammy. Okay.
Do you think we're in some threesome territory? In all seriousness.
No, that's not what I meant, no. I mean, maybe. I won't rule it out, but that is not where my brain went. What I meant was closer to what she said in their closing scene when they're walking out of the airport. All three of them dressed so spiffy, ready to go to the bar. And she says, the Three Musketeers.
That's true.
So her saying that told me that she's ready to go for it and just jump in. Which, yeah, maybe it'll be a threesome.
Stig's nervous, Emily. Stig's real nervous. And no shit, bruh. Like, yeah, you should be nervous.
When Aviva leaves the hotel, he's like, oh, what, baby, you leaving me? What are you doing? Leaving me all day? How long's it gonna be? How long's it gonna take? You gotta go hang out with Aunt Spring. Yes, Stig. She has to go hang out with Aunt Spring.
Right? Oh, it's a nice day out. It's Belize. It's always a nice day out.
So Aviva leaves Stig behind in the bar. She goes and meets up with Aunt Spring and Corinne.
And Corinne, again, coming with receipts. She's doubling down. She says, this is my childhood friend. Shows her the picture. Aviva does not like the looks of the picture, do you think?
Oh, no. She is not happy about that. She's only had the picture described to her by Stig. This is the first time she sees the picture.
Yeah, and then Corinne one-ups it by offering to call the girl.
Aviva says, yes, call her, but then somehow doesn't realize, oh, this is happening right moment.
Now.
Corinne picks up the phone. Yeah, I'm calling her right now.
In that moment, I was so on board. In that moment, I thought, damn, this girl really has been sleeping with Stig. She is going on vacation with Stig. The minute Aviva flies out of the country, Aunt Spring points out that they have a trip planned for the weekend after Aviva leaves.
But why does Aunt Spring have to point that out? This is the hard thing I have this whole season with Aviva. Why can't Aviva put those two pieces together herself?
Stop it. Oh, touche. That's why we all need an Aunt Spring in our lives. But I was on board. I thought it sounded legit. I thought everything was on the up and up. And then that evening, they meet Stig's dad.
Well, you thought what was legit and on the up and up? That Stig cheated on Aviva? That's on the down and down.
Two thumbs down. No, I thought the The friend's story. Corinne's friend, who was on the phone and has a weekend planned away with Stig. I thought her story seemed legitimate. We're not questioning her. She is sleeping with Stig.
Yeah, absolutely. They had sex last month.
And then we meet the dad. And the dad also, Stig's dad, also says, when I heard Stig was going to be in a relationship with one woman, I didn't believe it. He's very skeptical of Stig.
Exactly. Even Stig's dad doesn't fucking believe him. Even Stig's dad questions him. Stig's dad literally mentions Aunt Spring in his interview, saying, yeah, I believe Aunt Spring.
But then he completely changes his tune, and it threw me
Who?
for a
The
loop.
dad?
The dad. He completely changed his tune, threw me for a loop. I'm so disoriented now. What is true? What is not true? Are they both just gaslighters? I don't know, Emily.
Okay,
I don't know.
What was the tone change? I'm not sure I picked that up.
Aunt Spring and Aviva show him the picture. He looks at the picture. He says, okay. Then they show him the text messages. And he says, is there any more context for these? Are there text messages of Stig saying, oh, I want to meet you so bad. Let's meet here. Let's meet there. Is that even Stig's phone number? Can you prove anything? He starts to discredit this girl and the text messages. And so Stig jumps on that train immediately and says, yeah, that's not my number. These texts are fake. Da 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 da. I don't know what to believe anymore, Emily.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me, Sammy?
Okay, you're right.
You believe Corinne's friend, right?
Of course. No, you're right. Of course. But it just goes to show how if you're in that situation and you are, as Michael would like to say, emotionally compromised because you do have feelings for someone, it would be very difficult to see straight. You want to believe one thing. You want to believe Stig and his dad. But then you know in your heart that this girl and Corinne are just trying to help you out. And I can understand where Aviva would be, again, very disoriented.
Yeah, that is such a good point. Stig is a smooth talker. We've known that from the beginning, and he's not going to give up. It does mean a lot to Aviva that she's meeting his dad. And so that one big gesture is going to stick with her, and she's not going to want to give up on things. I think that what we heard from Stig's dad in his one-on-one interview is what he truly feels. What we see Stig's dad say in front of the group of the four of them might be his dad's attempt at trying to help Stig save face.
Right. That's exactly what's happening. And I just don't know if that means, is his dad a smooth talker too? Is that where he gets it? He didn't have a wedding ring.
Well, did you notice Aunt Spring orders 2 panty ripper drinks right off the bat?
Did you notice she ordered them in a Belizean accent?
Standing awfully close to Dwayne.
I mean, Dwayne ain't bad looking, and he tall. Like, okay, Aunt Spring.
We know Aunt Spring wants to move back to Belize. She misses living there.
It's all coming together. Except it's not, because then Stig reveals in his interview that he actually has been entertaining people. What does that mean?
Well, he tells us what it means. He says he hasn't been sleeping around, he hasn't been physical, but he has been texting and talking with other women.
Lies. Why? Why would you be texting and talking with other women when you're already texting and talking with Aviva? Clearly, you need the other women for something else because you already got her to text and talk with.
Right. How many women do you need to text and talk with? That's not that gratifying of an activity, Stig.
No, we know what you're missing, but you ain't missing it because we know you're getting it.
Next week on Before the 90 Days, Elise and Joshua are getting close in the bedroom. Rick and Trisha are still arguing. Michael shows up in Turkey.
He bought a flight. Oh, BeerCon, huh? He bought a flight. What happened to talking to BeerCon before you bought?
I can't wait to see that whole conversation and see how it really did go down.
Someone's got some splaining to do.
Lisa is not giving up and she fights for Daniel. Javon ruins his romantic gesture by telling Annalyn to not get comfortable during a foot massage.
She's got some words for him, too. Yikes.
The metaphorical irony is thick here, Javon, and I'm not sure you saw it. Couple quick questions this week. Family and Friends edition. Aviva meets Stig's dad, Dwayne. Are you ready, Sammy?
Let's do it.
Is Dwayne what you would have expected?
He's taller than I expected. He's like a full head taller than Stig. I didn't know we were meeting him, honestly, so I guess I didn't have any expectations, but he seems to match Stig as far as energy and his face. They do look alike. So yeah, I expect that's what Stig's dad would be like.
Yeah. Is Aviva surprised by Stig's dad, Dwayne?
No, I don't think she's surprised by him. I think she was actually kind of relieved when he starts to try to make sense of these texts and the picture, because she doesn't want to believe it either. And she hasn't had anybody on her side besides, because there's just Aunt Spring rallying against him. So now I think she's kind of relieved to have someone else back up what she wants to hear.
Yes, good point. Does Stig's dad support their relationship?
I don't see why not. I don't think he believes it.
That's the more appropriate question. Does Stig's dad believe that this is a real relationship?
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely.
There we go.
He doesn't believe Stig's a one burner.
Yeah, right. Right. How would Dwayne feel about Stig going on international travel?
Great. I think he'd feel great about it.
Would Stig's dad 90 day?
I think he's gonna with Aunt Spring.
With Aunt Spring.
Yeah, I think he absolutely would.
If you could go anywhere featured in this episode, where would you go?
This episode, I'd probably go to the beach that Aunt Spring and Aviva met on. That seemed like a nice little... The drinks seemed delicious.
Yes, that was another super cute little beach bar. We've seen many of those in these Belize scenes.
Yes. Where would you go?
I would love to go witness the man playing the didgeridoo during the Sydney, Australia intro. That was so cool.
Very cool. And I know you would not be going to the cooking class in Nigeria with a very sick Lisa.
Where would you not go this episode?
Exactly.
Definitely the cooking class with a very, very sick person. So sad. My 90-day takeaway this week is do not let anything get in the way of going out and having a great time. 30-hour plane ride? No problem. Haven't showered? No big deal. First time meeting these people? Whatever. Let's go in the bathroom, put on a sexy dress, and hit the bar for Melbourne Cup Race Day.
Just shit the sheets. Go to a cooking class. Have a great time.
Don't let anything stop you. That's it, Fiancé Freaks. If you liked this episode, be sure to match our freak by subscribing, leaving a review, and following 90 Day Fiancé Freaks on social media for more.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.